Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Ravenloft Misfits, Misfit Monday, all the good stuff. I'm Johnny, the DM. List of the cast names, socials, pronouns, all that good fun stuff is going to be in the chat or the episode description. We stream most Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure to follow us, do the subscription, do the follow, participate in the chat, Discord, do all those. And if you're listening to the podcast, give us 5 stars, please. Hopefully. Thanks. All right, Zack.
You know, man, I was trying to come up with a bit, but I'm really sleepy because I was taking a nap like right before we came on, and I was just having so many nice, lovely dreams about Roll20.net and all the wonderful functions and how helpful it is to this campaign, how it makes it possible for us to play D&D on the internet with all of our very good friends that are gathered here today every week to make this story possible. And I just love Roll20.net so much that I dream about it all the time. I love Roll20.net. Thank you, Roll20.net.
Thanks, Roll20.net. And also thank you, Sirenscape, for allowing us to use their super dope music app. If you want to check it out, they have a bunch of Pathfinder and D&D and Call of Cthulhu all ready to be used at your table. It's super easy to use. I love it. So check it out if you'd like the Super Siren subscribers. And if you follow our link and you get that triple S, you'll be helping us out. Help you help us. All right, awesome. Whew, little low energy today for all of us, I feel.
Not me.
You know what?
I'm here to
Let's
pump
get
up.
it.
Yeah, I did a whole yell before we went live. What are you on about?
True. That's, you know what?
Pump up the jam.
I assumed too much. I'm very low energy. Zack's
I'm gonna get
very
some
low
caffeine
energy.
in me. I'll wake up here in a minute. We'll be good.
I got a good old boba here with me, so I'm gonna have that.
Good.
But before I do that, because I don't want to munch on the mic, let's do a recap. So last session, you all fought some ghosty boys, and you were able to defeat the ghosty boys. And not only that, you were then able to complete a short rest in which you did that in Blair's room. Some conversation was had, but eventually you were able to go to the 3rd floor, to which Citron had introduced you all to the rest of the more aware and more present group of revenants. One of them, Sir Godfrey, was the one that spoke to most of you about the skull that you said you were going to pick up and bring back. You were put under a zone of truth in which you had sworn that you would, and you were then ushered to talk to Vladimir if they were going to be able to help you. You then went and spoke to Vladimir, or at least you spoke at Vladimir, and you saw that Blair was there, also speaking at Vladimir, telling him that they needed to go to the Amber Temple. You guys reunited, and Blair was super happy to see Katya. Katya was kind of happy to see Blair, but also Blair looked different, had horns and cracked skin that glowed fiery red and all that good stuff. So, of course, the reunion was not as picture perfect as it could have been, but you then went down to the graveyard below to find Blair's old halberd, which she then took, leaving the halberd that she had behind that then Vaughn you took a look at, and it was completely rusted, which was not what it looked like before. Beatrice, you had during this time listened to the thoughts of Blair and found that she doesn't seem to understand what position she's in, except for when you had asked about the halberd and more of like, I can't remember exactly what brought it up, but I know that you felt that there was something going on there.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you were told that there was some sort of a mysterious person that was powerful, though not outright with it, staying in the room that was just near the audience hall. So you all then began to walk back up to the 3rd floor, and Citron, you were leading them over to that door. However, before we get to any of that, is there anything you all would like to do?
Long rest.
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
Just
That is totally up to
drop
you.
where we're at.
Just
Go to bed.
immediately.
I mean, the plan was we were just going to go in here and talk to this fella, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a stranger to meet.
Yes.
There actually is something spell related I want to do at some point.
Okay.
The spell is called Word of Recall. Let me send it to the chatty chat. Spells.
Mm-hmm.
Cacao. So,
Okay.
you and up to 5 willing creatures within 5 feet of you instantly teleport to a previously designated sanctuary. You and any creatures that teleport with you appear in the nearest unoccupied space to the spot you designated when you prepared your sanctuary. If you cast this spell without first preparing a sanctuary, the spell has no effect. You must designate a sanctuary by casting the spell within a location, such as a temple, dedicated, etc. So I would,
etc.
I would imagine that Citron has designated Argynvostholt as his.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Cool, yeah.
you cast this spell, making sure that this is the place that you are able to return to rather rapidly. And it has an effect. You feel the connection to Argynvostholt, and you are now able to cast that later. Outside of that, is anybody else going to do anything?
I still have the Helm of Telepathy on, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, as you are all walking up to the 3rd floor, you are ushered over towards this corner room in the back right of the 3rd floor. And within here, you find there are 3 narrow windows that bring in the slivers of light that then illuminate oak shelves along the wall and 2 comfy padded chairs that are set just next to a small coffee table with a chess set in between them and a roaring fire within a hearth. You can see that there is a picture above the mantle that depicts this mansion itself way back when, in better days. You can see that the entire southern part of the mansion is still intact here. And you can also see that there are snow-capped mountains on the background, as well as the top of the chapel tower glows like this silver beacon. Seated in one of these chairs, you see a gorgeous younger man, probably around 30-ish, mid-30s, that holds the bottom of a stemless wine glass filled with shimmering red liquid, and he turns to see the door opening as he drinks from it, and then he just looks to each of you and says, "Welcome, welcome. To whom do I owe the pleasure of meeting these new visitors? Would that be you, Citron? Did you bring them here?"
I did, yes.
Great. Thank you, Citron.
I've
Introductions, of course. I am Saris Goulant. It is very nice to meet each of you. And you are?
I'm Citron.
Yes.
Cool,
Thank you, Citron.
You know that. Yeah.
My name is Katya. Very nice to meet you.
Katya. Yes. I think I've heard that name before. You...
From where?
around. I have quite a few people around Barovia that tell me secrets that most don't know. Things
I
like
suppose it is possible
heritage.
I've had a reputation.
And each of you?
I'm smart enough to not tell you my name.
I have
Understandable.
had the mind thing up for surface level thoughts throughout this. Is anything reading outside of his general demeanor?
Nothing that strikes you as like a red flag.
Sure.
Yeah. Not yet,
Okay.
at least.
I am Lady LeBeau. It is lovely to meet you as well.
Lady
That is a lovely... Where did you get that made? I assume he's wearing nice clothes. He gives that vibe.
Like embroidered, like this red, very well made like suit that has like this golden embroidered dragons on both sides, their wings flying out and fire coming down the sides of the torso. Very well made. Oh, this little thing. Yes, I have a person from outside of Barovia that makes this sort of thing. But a personal tailor of mine, if you will.
I understand the necessity of such things. I am envious that you're able to get talents outside of the mists. Frankly, it's limited.
Quite limited. Would you like something? I can bring arrangements for any sort of clothes you would like. Of course, you would have to pay for it, but...
Is there something wrong with what I'm already wearing?
No, nothing wrong with what you're wearing, only variety, if you want.
Perhaps.
Well, keep that in the back of your head, and if you feel that you want to take advantage of it, let me know.
Ah.
And then he looks over to Sorsha and says, and you? Your name?
Hello, I am
If you-
Sorsha.
Sorsha. Sorsha.
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to be the one that's messing with the fanes and the shrines and all of that, would you be?
I would never mess with the fans. I would never do that. No.
Of course. Of course. Maybe I'm mistaken then.
That is a possibility, yes.
Well, it is great to meet each of you. Please take a seat. If you're interested in playing chess, I could use a challenge. No offense, Citron.
None taken.
Oh, and Blair, it's good to see you again. And she just kind of waves behind everybody. Well, I'm hoping that we can have a good relationship here. I am here in Barovia for quite some time. I am hoping to have allies. I'm not hoping to stay here for too much longer, but
I mean, that's what I said. And then
yes.
time happened.
What was it? 600 years or 7? What are we at now?
According to the scratches on the wall, about 650.
650. Right in between.
How long have you been here?
Oh, not too long. Probably around 3 or 4 years. I typically jump in and out of Barovia every once in a while. I search for strong adventurers that I can become a patron of. Someone that is seeking money, power, whatever they desire.
And what are you seeking for outside of people in our experience, especially those in Barovia, rarely do things selflessly?
Of course. I look at all of these transactions as investments, if you will. If I help you now, I would expect, once things are going well and prosper, you would then return the favor with interest. I do have quite a few connections that would be a boon to your efforts. Should you choose, of course. No pressure.
And are you, I mean this in the utmost respect, particularly people who talk as you do, walk as you do, dress, and speak of themselves as you do, usually I'm supposed to have heard of them. I do know most amazing and intelligent people. Those among me are counted in that number. Should we know who you are, other than the fact you just gave us your name?
I don't believe so. I try to keep a rather low profile, which is why I'm here in the middle of nowhere with a party of dead people. No offense again, Citron.
A little bit taken.
I will watch what I say. But no matter. I try to keep a low profile. I don't quite like going around in the city of Valakai or in Kresk speaking with the people. I have a rather elegant palette for people that I do deals with.
You felt like you had to clarify because it sounded like you eat people?
No.
Is that why you clarified like that? Because that's what it sounded like.
In Barovia, I understand that it is... There are many people and things that eat people, so I just wanted to assure you that I am not one of them.
Not that that would be a deal breaker, necessarily.
Well, good. I'm glad. It's good to have an open mind.
It happens from time to time. Can I ping a magical awareness?
Yes. There is definitely some magic. Okay, so in this room, you see that there are another set of double doors on the other end of the room that lead into one of the 4 towers that this mansion once had. Right. Underneath that, there's a little bit of magic that you can see kind of like wisp. He... One second. You definitely see some magic on him.
I figured as such.
Right.
Placing bets. What do we think it's going to be?
You see illusion magic.
Yes.
Yep. I was like, the person that's clearly not just a normal dude. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I found myself, we've been traveling sometime. I hate to be impertinent, but it seems like you have a fine cup of, is that a Cabernet? Do you have any to share, possibly?
I'm more of a Pinot type of person, but yes, I do have quite a few others. And you see that there is like a small little wine rack that has a few other wines from outside of Barovia, which Sorsha, Vaughn, you guys have never had, of course. There's some from Waterdeep and Neverwinter and all across the Sword Coast. And he just turns around. Yes, please. Take a pick.
Which are you drinking this evening?
This is actually one of the finer wines that are made here, locally. I like to support the local wineries. This one is the Champagne du l'Estampe? No. Purple Mash number 8. That's what it was. It's all right.
Well, I might try some of that if it's available. Do you have it open already?
Of course. Yes, please. And then he turns around, walking over towards that cabinet, which he is able to pull out some glasses and pours one, and then hands one over to you. These
telepathically tell Beatrice about the illusion magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Hands it over, looks to each of you as well as an invitation. Any others?
No, thank you.
Well,
No, it's a little early for me, thank you.
I will top mine off then. And he pours a little bit more.
I want to keep an eye to make sure it's like he's pouring the same one in both cups.
Yeah.
More to make sure he's not like right.
He's
yeah,
not
it's
trying to
like,
poison
and
you
it's
or
got the
anything
right
like that.
label. No, I'm more concerned about like, is he giving me the same thing he is? Because I want to make sure I'm tasting the same thing.
Yes.
Just in case it's blood.
Sure. Yeah.
Just
We're
in
trying to
case it's
catch
blood.
this guy blood-handed.
Bocephalus can detect whether a substance is poisonous by taste, touch, or smell.
Oh, that's true.
Like hold
My
your dog
God.
up and let him have
that.
Yeah, my dog's here. Don't forget about that.
In this wine glass, this stemless wine glass, you see that it is the consistency of wine. It doesn't seem to be that like thicker consistency of blood, and it's a little bit lighter. So you can see like some of the fire through the wine, which typically you wouldn't be able to see through thick blood. So it doesn't seem like it's blood before tasting it just yet.
I put on a bit of a show of drinking wine
course.
properly.
As does he.
You're trying to outwine each other.
Right, of course, yes. You could really taste the notes of
You smell
cherry
it?
here.
You gotta
Or,
smell it.
whatever.
Better have smelled it. I'm sure you smelled it.
Yeah.
Gotta smell it.
They do the whole.
Put it up to your ear, listen to it.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
Pour some on the floor. The floor has
Swish
some.
it.
For Bocephalus.
Yeah.
For the
Associate in
homies,
your
of
mouth.
course.
You for the homies.
Pour one out for the fallen. Sure, I enjoy a cup of wine.
Yeah, it's wine. This isn't the most elegant cup of wine, but it's still good.
Are we just standing? Did you take a seat, or are we like standing around having wine? I guess I missed that part.
Yeah, I mean, he was seated. He had stood up to, introduce himself to each of you. It's up to you whether or not you want to take a seat or not. But outside of that, yeah, he's just kind of standing there, and he says, "So, are you staying for a while? Are you leaving quickly? What is the plan here?"
Well, everybody's drinking. I would have like taken an awkward, like shuffled over and taken a seat. I don't know how much I want to tell this guy. Oh man, but he seems to know what the hell we're up to anyway. Oh, we were just in the neighborhood, just passing through for a quick errand.
Understandable. Well, if there is any way that I could help, please let me know. I know that Blair over here is looking to travel to some sort of temple in the mountains. Are you hoping to accompany her in this? I only ask because I can have winter coats brought in from outside of Barovia. I can have Clydesdales bring a large wagon for you. I can do quite a lot for each of you.
We had discussed it. I appreciate your offer, and I promise as soon as we need your services, we will let you know and make use of any help that you can offer. It is most appreciated.
Good. Well,
But this is giving off big Fae energy for me.
oh. Is it? I don't see why. Well, feel free to stick around as long as you want, or feel free to leave. There is no pressure leaving you here. Please, if you don't like me, you are able to leave. It won't hurt my feelings.
I don't see any reason to rush a perfectly fine evening, but I think, at least for me, I'd need to hear a little bit more specifics. If I'm making some sort of deal or contract with a potential patron, I would want to know more.
I'd be a little careful. No offense.
None taken.
I'd
do
be a
want to
little
be
careful.
as careful as you can if you are entering into a contract, as you say. Read
Especially
the
in
finer details.
Barovia.
Especially in Barovia.
I guess, I mean, you were very indirect about what your price would be. You said we would do a favor with interest. Can you give an example of, I know these things might be flexible, but what you've maybe asked for previously?
Well, I've helped quite a few adventurers before. Not here, of course, but outside of Barovia. I've helped some become lords. I've had others slay the dragon that had once killed their father. Things of that nature. Each of them, of course, a monetary transaction was had. Because, of course, as you know, you can't have clothes like these or wine from all over the world without a little bit of money. Outside of that, weapons, deals with other, more powerful creatures, magic, that sort of thing.
There was a dragon in these parts?
No,
Or
not
was that
here.
elsewhere?
Well, there was at some point.
Right.
Argynvostholt, of course, but
you didn't
outside
kill
of
that one.
Barovia. No, I did not. No. That was
I
Strahd.
understand.
Yes.
Sure.
You give the impression of a man much older than you appear. No offense. Or complimentary, I guess. You've aged well, regardless.
Thank you.
Aged better than I have.
Looks can be deceiving. Yes, I am quite old. But I feel like you all already knew that.
Vaughn just nods.
I feel like I'm not talking to people that are... Again, no offense, Citron. Gullible.
Is that
Little
what you
offense
look
taken.
for in evening company? Is that your preference?
Sometimes it is okay to have a more gullible company. That means that there are things that get past that are overlooked, in which I come out on top. But I don't think that that is the case here. And to be completely honest, it's been way too long since I've had non-gullible folks here.
I'd say it's less gullible, more desperate.
I see. Well, then I must have read you wrong. Nevertheless, I'm feeling like I have a smarter group of folks in front of me. And then he looks over to you, Beatrice. Beatrice, right?
I
Miss
didn't say
LeBeau.
that outside. Yeah, I said Miss
Of
LeBeau,
course.
but if he knows my name, that's something else.
I think I've heard of you as well. You were in the castle at one point. I believe you were once connected to Strahd in a way. Am I mistaken?
Not necessarily, but I think that could be said of almost anyone here. Citron, you have some sort of connection to him as well, personally, even though... But
Sure.
is there a reason you need to clarify my personal history?
No, I just want to make sure I know who I'm talking to. You just... rang a bell. That's all. Anyone fancy a
Ding-a-ling.
game of chess? And he takes a seat.
Citron, have you've played this game?
I have.
It's
Well,
been
what
some
do-
years since I've played. I don't know if I remember how to do it well.
Just
He seems to
if
be
you-
very specifically locking in on Beatrice.
I won't lie. This is not a game I've played it before, but I'm far from proficient in it. Why do you want to play?
Well, it's a game of the mind, something that I like tactfully thinking how I can outmaneuver my enemy. It's
he's desperate for the attention. No offense.
and that I'm desperate for a challenge. And I feel like you
Well-
might be that.
I'm certainly curious to see if you're as smart as you behave.
Well then, please take a seat.
With pleasure. And sit down opposite. I assume it's like dragon chess, right?
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't have to go through the entire moves, but I do think we should do like a skill check challenge. Let's see. I am going to roll 1d20. And I want... Oh, fuck.
You had a reroll for your next nat 20. It was in chat. I
That's
remember
true.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Right at the beginning.
All right, well...
Oh, man.
Nat 20 again. 14.
No.
Okay.
14.
Plus some things.
Some
Something.
things.
But
I don't like the sound of that.
I would like you to do a
Plus secret 900.
intelligence check, unless you have something else that you would like to do.
So I will ask a question about how much is he thinking about his plan, and
Okay.
how much am I hearing versus in my helm of telepathy.
Okay. It's a good question. 1 second. You had surface thoughts before,
Yes, surface thoughts automatic.
but now you feel like this giant gate closes, locking you out of their thoughts, and you feel the spell is no effect. You try to reach out to this person. It's as if they don't have a mind. Like creatures that you're not able to detect their thoughts of, this doesn't even ping anymore. It is just
Right.
completely gone, just as you start this game.
All right. Well, 1 second. Let's see something. I don't think I have. Okay. Well, might as well begin. Trying to think if I want to do. I'm not very insightful. The most I can think about is like trying to do a bluff or seeing if I remember any like historical. I'm not proficient in this game, so I don't think that I was not like I'm not proficient. But maybe doing it, but I don't know if it really makes sense to bluff while playing chess. As like in addition to an intelligence check. But if it's just baseline intelligence.
Sure. You can do like that good old like play like you don't know what you're doing.
To set up something.
Right, to set up something.
Yeah.
You can definitely do something like that. So yeah, go ahead and do a
Sure.
deception check then.
Okay. I'm just trying to think if I have any better options. No. Yeah, no, I think it's deception.
Okay.
27, natural 20.
Damn.
There it is. That's it.
That does
Chest
not
the hell out
that,
of this guy.
That definitely beats whatever I got. So the game starts to work out. I imagine
There's
that
a couple
you're probably-
times where I'm like, can you remember? I'm so sorry. This piece here, the one with the, what is that? Is that a little horse?
Yep, we were on the same wavelength there. I was just about to say that. So he, of course, explains in very like big words of what this does, what that does, and
I'm doing. That's so fast. You know, I never knew that. You're so clever for knowing this game.
Thank you.
Oh, Citron is loving this.
Fucking hustle his ass.
I find it hard to believe that you've never played. You've never played Dragon Chess?
I mean, once or twice, but not with anyone who actually knew the game.
I see.
Not like you do.
I see. Well, he continues his explanation into what each of the pieces do. So what is it that you really want? What are you aiming to do here? I have a feeling that since you're here, you're probably not with good standing with Strahd.
Not with good standing with Strahd. Well, that certainly too. We've had
just
better
assuming.
times. Certainly.
I would assume you're not on good terms with Strahd. None of us are on good terms with Strahd.
Well, I, of course, assumed that you, Citron, are not in good terms, but Beatrice, you were in the castle for a while.
So
Why
many
leave?
of us were.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, it's unimportant because I imagine once, like I'm saying, you aren't not in good standing with Strahd anymore, or at least you're not wanting to be.
No, I wouldn't say so. I would say that people of the palace, it is not necessarily their, I would put it akin more to a prison. Just because someone is there does not mean they are there by choice. And I took the first opportunity to leave that I could once I became acquainted with some of these people, with Citron, obviously. You were not quite around at that time.
But that's
But if
not
you-
entirely true. I'm feeling like there's something you're just not telling me, which is fine. We are all meant to have our secrets. I just...
I think in this moment, Citron's losing a little bit of the hope he had with this group.
There was something that happened. Something that sparked this. Turned it from a castle to a prison. I can feel something like that. But it's my move. And he starts to make his move again. Go ahead and do another roll.
I'm just going to stick with deception for now.
Can I
Okay.
give Beatrice a bolstering magic to add a D3?
Absolutely. Oof.
22 plus 1.
Okay.
Sorry. 25.
Rolling real high. So, he continues to make
Now
moves.
I think during that, I'm going to try and play on being a little bit like, he upset me a little bit by bringing that up. And now I'm a little frazzled.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you by any means, but I feel like you are one of those folks that... little more of a straight shooter. Someone that doesn't beat around the bush.
I try to be as direct, as honest as I can. But sometimes it's just hard to speak about very personal matters with someone I know so little about. And I don't know why you're so curious about things that may have been very traumatic for me.
Do an insight check.
Oh my god, I don't know. Oh, a natural 20 for a 20.
What the fuck?
You still get your D3 on that.
Yeah.
But
Okay, well.
Slay. Yeah.
so what
All right.
is he?
I'm gonna message you on
What's
Discord.
his deal? What's his deal?
I'm gonna message you on Discord.
Okay. Tell me his social security number.
What are we thinking? Are we thinking more Fae or Devil? Everyone else.
I'm thinking
I
Fae.
think- I'm leaning more towards devil now.
How
I
do you
mean,
bring
he's in
it
like
up?
reds, which is really devil-y.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
playing
That's a
chess,
good
which is
point.
very
Dragon
devil-y.
image.
Yeah.
Dragon imagery.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. Now that you bring it up, I'm kind of leaning that way.
I mean, I know both Infernal and Sylvan. I can just start talking in either.
What do I got? I feel like I had stupid languages.
Oh, I have Sylvan too.
Vaughn and Sorsha just start talking in Sylvan at each other.
Is there a language we all overlap on? Did we ever figure that out? I mean, it's also shifted around a
I
little
have
bit.
Infernal and
Common?
Giant.
I have Common, Draconic, Elvish.
I have
I have
Elvish.
Elvish also.
Common and draconic only, I think.
So,
Common, Druidic, and Sylvan.
so no, we don't all overlap. Common,
Other
Elvish,
than
Infernal,
common.
Sylvan. Oh, and I know Thieves can't.
Of course.
Yay. But that's basically just Pig Latin.
I mean, it's just little symbols on a wall.
Yeah. So after you say that, he
moon
just
runes.
moon runes. He just looks at you and says, apologies. I didn't mean to offend.
None taken. Honestly, I'm glad to be meeting someone who I can actually talk to.
It's your move.
Oh, rad. Where did I leave off? I was building to something.
I love it. All right, let's do another round.
Okay.
You definitely have the upper hand right now. Oh my god,
Oh
I fucking rolled a 3.
Oh no! Is this the last round? Do I know if it's like the last one?
Yeah, you guys are like well into the game at this point. Yeah. So another victory is for sure the game. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I want to
somehow, if you roll lower,
Well, you have a
It'll keep
reroll
going.
too.
I do have a real. I want to
So-
shift at this part in the last part of the game, sort of out of this. I would like
Okay.
to shift to intimidation.
ooh, okay.
As he's talking, he's like, it's so funny just speaking with someone new who really can just, I feel like you can just read my mind. And it's really fascinating being in those circumstances because so often, you know how it is, trying to talk to someone, find someone you can really relate to. There's so few people like that. I can say maybe one that I've met before. So it's lovely to have someone to talk to again. It is your move again. But I just think it's odd that even under these circumstances, and I'll go ahead and like roll intimidation. 13. That's lower than I've been doing, but
Plus a D3.
Let's see.
Do I still have
plus
that
a
D3?
It lasts 10 minutes.
oh, I
Ooh,
can do a
okay.
D3 on it still? I didn't
Well.
roll it correctly. Sorry, my bad. A 1.
14.
You know what though? Oh, I'm out of
Flash of
Flash of Genius. I'm out of Flash of Genius.
Oh.
This would be a good time for it though. 14.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I feel like we are same peas in a pod. I knew immediately that you were a person that shared the same palate as I did. So, it seems you have me quite stuck here. I don't have anywhere to go. It seems that I am in a checkmate situation. Good game for the first one that you've played in however long. I still am curious, though. What is it that you want? What do you aim to get here?
From you in particular, the room, the realm, be more specific.
I guess... Sure. From me. Is there anything that I can provide? Power? Money? Equipment? A book?
Well, to be truthfully, in my deepest heart of hearts, what I was hoping for today was a challenge on the chessboard, and you've sadly let me down. But perhaps if you ask me again another time, I'll have a more exciting answer. Can I, and I
It
sort
hurts.
of stand and I extend a hand.
Sure.
Can I hope that I'll hear from you again? I assume you have ways.
Oh. You will most definitely be hearing from me again. And then he takes his hand and then shakes yours.
Whoa!
Well,
Come.
it seems that I have met my match in chess, but the table is open should any of you wish to play.
Sorsha should not.
He takes another seat. You see that he's looking into the fire, moving around his red wine, and just keeping to himself. It seems like you are free to go, but it is completely up to you what you would like to do now.
That whole time, I think Katya's attention has kind of shifted away from this thing because she's still pretty overwhelmed with the whole Blair situation.
Mm-hmm.
So she would have been watching her and like trying to get a read on her reaction to this weird person.
Okay. Go ahead and do an insight check.
Okay. $26.
26. Holy shit. All right.
Ain't bad.
It's all right.
Looking at Blair,
It's not a chess roll, but it's just all right.
she seems to be very interested in the chess game. How Beatrice makes her moves, how Cyrus makes his, and you can see that she's like walking around the table and she stands over on Cyrus's side, which you're not entirely sure if that's a subconscious thing or if she is standing over there because she is consciously rooting for him, but you can tell that there is already some sort of a connection between the two of them.
Okay. And like during the conversations before and after, whereas like him and Citron were sort of, you know, like the relationship was kind of barbed, did it seem more like him and Blair were like friendlier and on like good terms?
Yeah. He brought up the fact that she was going to the Amber Temple and was hoping that you would then accompany her. It seems like he's more on the side of allies than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Rip, allies owned.
You don't know anything about that.
No. Could it be me?
And then I don't know if like I would even be able to pick up on anything in this area, but like, did she have any sort of reaction positively or negatively to like accepting his contract or his help? Did she seem eager for that to happen in any way?
No. You didn't
Okay.
see that she was like jumping at the opportunity to make a deal.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's all I want to know. All right. I appreciate the offer for the game, but I am more than satisfied with watching, and I think it's probably about time for us to get moving. It was very nice to meet you, and I'm sure we will speak again when the time comes.
Yes. Please, when you come back, after whatever you're doing, looks over to Beatrice. Another game, if you will. This time I won't hold back.
Nice try.
Don't be too eager. It's not very becoming.
Good luck with your travel. It seems like you may need to prepare yourselves for something big. But if you'd like to know more, my seat is open. Good evening. And he just looks back into the fire.
I curtsy.
Give a little nod.
In this moment, it's hitting Citron that he was a little too eager for the help. He knows nothing about these people.
If Beatrice is still using the rounds of stuff, then you might pick this up, but that's completely up to Beatrice.
I don't think she would have been focusing on it. I think she would have dropped it when he shut her off.
Mhm.
When Sarah stopped listening. But she was generally made uncomfortable when he was bringing that up in front of Citron. So she's like a little aware of it, but not like currently aware of Citron.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to attempt to establish a telepathic connection between me and him.
Okay.
If he will let me in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not you.
No.
No, between the guy.
To Saris.
Yes.
Okay. That
Oh.
was
Yeah.
my
No,
clarification.
to Saris.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel that same gate that Beatrice had felt, though of course you didn't feel it. The same thing.
Just knocking on the door.
You become knocking on the door, and the door opens, and a telepathic link is connected. Yes?
I do find it very rude that you did not acknowledge my mind, which is very foolish of you, but I understand that you were made a complete ass of yourself, so I understand not wanting to, do it again, but I would just like to say that for the record, I am offended.
Who's to say that I left your mind alone?
You didn't say anything about me, so you had pieces to say about everyone else.
I asked for your name. You didn't
I'm not a
want to give
fool.
it. I understand. I didn't want to force you into anything that you didn't want. And I could tell that there was some hesitation. But if I was wrong, I am here now. What is it that you want?
What a lovely question.
I find that somebody's wants, rather than needs, their desires, inform who this person is. It shares a lot of information. So I am understanding if you're not wanting to share.
I would have to know it then.
You don't know what you want. If you would allow me, I can look for you. Find something that even
Does
you may
this
not be willing to.
have a cost to it?
No, no cost.
I don't know if I believe you on that matter.
On my word, no cost.
On your word as?
As Ceres, as the person that is wanting to help.
Can I insight check?
Absolutely.
Someone speaking in my head.
100%.
Oh, then I looked at Vaughn's insight. Natural 20.
Hey.
What the
Oh my gosh,
fuck?
we
Hey.
are crushing this man.
Natural 20 for 22?
Dude doesn't stand a chance.
Seems like he's being truthful.
All right, then.
He nods his head, and you feel this lightning fast presence dive from your head into your thoughts, into your memories. You can just feel this like invasive presence. What kind of things would we find in Vaughn's head? What kind of things
God,
does
nothing
Vaughn
good.
desire?
Bad things.
Vaughn desires having friends and keeping those
course.
friends alive.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn desires probably knowing who they are, because right now they're just fucked up little Strahd, which is inaccurate.
Okay.
They want their dog to be safe.
You feel that presence almost immediately come back in, as if it wasn't hard to find this. I can help you find your parents.
My mother's dead in the swamp.
All right.
No, keep talking.
I have people all around, a network, if you will. I can find somebody rather easily, and something's telling me that she's not exactly dead.
What do you mean?
Well,
Not exactly dead can mean a lot of things in Barovia.
of course.
Usually worse than being dead.
I think that is where we would need to create some sort of a deal between us. Because, of course, I'm not going to be using my resources if I'm not going to be feeling that I'm getting anything
something
out of it.
out of it. Yes, yes, yes. I would like to know what I'm bargaining with.
Well, of course, we know what your part is. I will be giving you the location of your parents, mother or father. and or father, I guess. We'll say, for me, you must bring precious cargo, Blair, to the Amber Temple. Just to the Amber Temple. You don't need to enter it. I just need you to bring her there.
What, so she can release some evil dark power for you? You think me a fool?
How important is
I've heard
finding
this
your mother
song
and
before.
father?
I mean, they've essentially never existed, so I suppose they're indifferent to me.
You're not even a little curious.
Of course not. Curiosity is bad, and not a thing to dally with.
Are you lying?
Yes. You want me to roll?
No, because he is
He's in
detecting
there.
your thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah,
He knows.
he's in my thoughts. Yeah. So.
You know that's not true. Think on it. I'm not pushing you to make a deal just yet, but when you return back from your fetch quest, come back to me.
Fine.
That is it. I hope you have a wonderful night.
I leave.
Anybody else?
Anyone else is still there? We just stood there silently staring at each other.
I don't know if I would have known what was going on, but I probably wouldn't have left the room if I noticed Vaughn wasn't coming with.
I imagine that something like this is a lot more instantaneous.
That makes sense.
Yeah. At least this conversation. Seems like he doesn't want to arouse suspicion.
We going, Katya?
Let's be on our way.
Good night. And you hear the door closing on its own behind you. So, a long rest then?
Probably for the best.
Oh, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
All right.
Probably.
Cool. Okay, well,
Oh. Hello, Raiders.
hello, Raiders.
Oh,
The Lost Ark. Hi.
You are able to have a long rest without anyone messing with you. You can pick wherever you want. Blair offers her room. Other than that, is there anything you would like to do before the end of the day comes?
Citron is going as everyone's getting ready. We're a little sleepy by. Citron's going to lean against the wall and look everyone up and down and say, all right, now, who are y'all? Exactly.
did we not already tell him our names? I thought we already covered that.
Is this like a brain fog thing from being kind of alive for as long as you have been? Vaughn?
No, I mean,
Sorsha? Katya?
I do appreciate. I do tend to forget things like names, but that's not what I mean here.
Lady LeBeau?
Your group. So one of you spent time in Strahd's castle. And was it always as a prisoner? What are your backgrounds? What's y'all's beef with Strahd? Now, I appreciate y'all willing to help me get this skull, but I think I was a little too eager, and I might not know enough about y'all.
What is it you'd like to know?
First, what was this about being in Castle Ravenloft?
Well, I cannot speak for everyone here, but I was invited to a dinner. I showed up for a meal. He personally offended me, and so we gathered everything, collected some allies, and left. Why? Because he has a personal interest, perhaps even a grudge against myself and my friends and our party.
Why?
It's a rather long story.
He's kind of a dick to anyone that's here, so...
It's also not very hard for him to get a grudge. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Fair.
How do I put it succinctly? A close personal friend of mine is a reincarnation of his lost love, who, what's the word? Unrequited love.
I've heard the stories.
Mm-hmm. I knew her well.
Knew. Is she gone?
It sure feels like it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. I understand not wanting to jump in league with people you don't know very well. People have all sorts of motives, I understand. Is there anything else you would like to know about us? I will not share my friend's secrets that are not mine to share, but I'll tell you what I can.
That says a lot about your character. I think that makes me trust you a bit more.
I include you in that too. If you share anything with me, it's not mine to give away.
I appreciate that. All right, let's get some sleep.
Sounds good.
I loaf like a cat and break all my bones.
Yes.
While we're on the subject, actually, before I forget, I suppose I should thank you for telling us so much about your past. Seems rather you were very forthcoming about it, and it's only fair that we do the same, so thank you for that.
Beatrice feels the pointed comment that was not directed from wherever she is.
She just cut to Beatrice sleeping soundly without a care in the world.
Beatrice wide awake. I will shoot Beatrice a message that's just, are you all right?
I am different than yesterday, not bad.
All right. I trust you. I won't kill him if we need him.
Well, we're in a delightful position right now where he's curious.
Hmm.
That was the most fun part.
Yes. All right. Sleep well.
Truly didn't even occur to me that Beatrice could like apply that to herself. I was not thinking about her when I said that. It's funny.
Okay. The night goes. You all finish a long rest. You feel great in the morning.
Don't tell me how I feel.
I make a point to wake up a little early, and I am very clean pressed. Like everything is like clean, looking very nice today in particular.
I don't need to sleep. So that's fun.
That's useful.
You're just chilling.
I was just kind of chilling, like leaning against the wall,
Sure.
kind of like shut down, just doing my thing. How do you long rest on roll 20?
I
Should be
think
a
there's
button
a
that
button.
says
There's
long
a
rest.
little button.
I think so.
If you go into your
But
core page,
while
there's a
we do
little
that,
button.
we're going to go to break.
Oh,
And when we go to break, we're going to be giving away a free copy of Companion Tale for Roll20, which is a map-making storytelling game where you tell the tale of an epic hero righting wrongs and saving kingdoms. And if you would like to have Companion's Tale, you can use the code, I can't remember.
that's
So
a
it's
long
not that.
code.
It's not that.
That's a long.
That
You usually
specific
don't need
code,
to more
I
than
can't
one word.
remember. I'm sure it's going to say it in the chat. Yes, exclamation point power. So if you'd like to join in, do that, do the thing. We're going to be back in 15. All right. See y'all soon. Welcome back. I didn't forget this time. Let's do it. DIY Witch.
Congratulations.
Send you the code.
Congratulations.
Oh my god. Another good one. All right. Well, besides that, you have finished a long rest. You may or may not feel well rested. I'll leave that up to you to decide. But you have a quest ahead of you. What would you all like to do?
All right, y'all, before we go, I need to get permission.
From who for what?
Godfrey, in order to leave, I'm still pretty low ranked. Quite frankly, every time I leave, I need to get permission, etc., etc. Y'all want to come with me? Y'all can eat breakfast. I don't really have any rations I can share, but I can be right back.
I'm so sorry. Remind me, is this the guy in the chair that doesn't talk, or was it the dude that was kind of cool that we talked to at the table?
That guy.
That guy?
Second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure, because I was like, why the fuck would you ask chair guy for anything?
Yeah, right, right.
Oh no, fuck him.
All right. Sure, fair enough.
Right in the ear.
Might as well have a meal before we're out of here. I'll go with you.
Oh, much appreciated.
All right.
Gonna move my token.
So, Katya, you walk up with Citron as well as Blair. Blair will follow you as well.
Yeah,
She's
that makes
kind of
sense.
wanting to stay next to you. But the three of you walk into this room and you see that Sir Godfrey is looking outside of one of the windows just towards the snow on the ground. And then he hears the doors open, so he turns around. Citron. I was wondering where you were.
Sir Godfrey, it's been an interesting evening. Sorry. Do I have your permission to exit and find Argynvostholt's skull with the people I introduced you to yesterday?
That's not my decision to make, but yeah, come with me. And he begins walking out of the room where the other remnants are, which you can see, like, they are the dead bodies that are just sitting in this chair. They're like motionless, so it seems like they either are like inactive or they're just not moving. But you walk outside and then he closes the door behind him, looks around the corner to see that Vladimir is still sitting in the chair. It is not my decision to make, but do not tell the others. You need to go find that skull and bring it back. It has to happen.
Considering the state of most everyone else, I don't think it'll be that hard.
Good.
To sneak out, yeah.
Ah, yes. Just don't die. I would hate to see your body be lost.
I'll let you know a little secret. I'm already dead.
Yes. Thank you, Citron. And then he looks over to Katya and says, the Order appreciates your service. Truly.
And we would appreciate any help in the future and a fruitful partnership.
I'm hoping that if you all retrieve this skull, then maybe we will have some leverage in speaking with Vladimir. But until then, I don't know.
Let us hope.
Good luck. He turns and returns back into the dining hall. He leaves the door open and you just find him walking slowly, looking at each of the bodies and then returning to that window that he was looking out of. So.
Blair went with them, right?
Yeah. She's just kind of
Then I'm
hanging
going to
out.
cast Identify while
Okay.
they're all gone on this
Sure.
old halberd.
I'm down
Okay.
there with Vaughn also doing bad magic things.
Great.
And
Yes.
Sorsha's just there watching us do evil shit.
You see Vaughn
She's
like,
sitting at. She's just sitting at the edge of the bed, just her legs kicking.
Yeah, we were both being super casual until they left the room, and immediately we took out like magical
Right.
weird shit.
I'm just imagining Vaughn's like eyes completely back and like casting something.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
Incredible.
Casting Identify on the halberd.
Yeah.
This halberd is ordinary.
Interesting. Okay.
There is a small remnant of you. Did you cast Identify on Arxis?
I did.
I never did.
Okay.
But I told you about it. There was a time that you were with me when I did
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so then you.
I think we like helped because we both ritual cast at the same time on Arxis to make it quicker.
Right.
that's
I
right,
think
we
I
did do
remember
that. Yeah,
I
we did
remember
do
that.
that.
Yeah. So
yes, I did identify Arxis.
this is very similar. It's just a wisp of it though. Like it was there and now it's gone.
I'll just say it out loud. Fuck it. It's not magical anymore, but it has it's sort of like how Arxis was. There's a bit of it left.
Well, that confirms it, if nothing else.
I have more to say on the matter once we are out of this castle.
I assume maybe the power must have transferred to...
Yes. Fun.
I just have on like a dresser by me. I just have I have a set of 3 earrings on the table. One that is like sort of like set with it's not even real, it's just like a rhinestone, but it's like set like a little one like that. And then there's 2 new ones that are like red that both match. And I'm like looking at, I keep looking between like the orange one and the red ones. Very uncertainly. And then I eventually am like, Sorsha, Vaughn, would you say you trust my judgment?
Of course.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I have like a little like jeweler's hammer in one hand. All right. I smash the orange one and I infuse something into the other 2 that I will not say what it is yet.
Cool.
It's like, but there was like a flare of like an enchantment breaking on the orange one as I broke it.
I am so intrigued. All right. So
Your
with
face
that
is so
aside-
concerning to me. What does that mean? What did you just do?
I was just thinking the same thing.
What are you doing?
I put on one of the red earrings and I don't put on the other one.
Secret bad magic.
Oh my god, I am so excited. This is going to be amazing. All right. You
It's time
finished
for us to
that?
make bad decisions again.
I'm so excited.
We've been good for too long now. It's time to start fucking shit up.
Let's make mistakes.
So, you all do your preparations. Is there anything else that you would like to do before heading out for, I'm assuming Berez is the next stop?
Nothing inside.
I just need to. What was that?
I think Zack said that there was nothing that he could think of.
Just nothing
Okay.
inside here that I need to do.
All right. I need to. I can do this later. I need to go through and re-choose spells.
Right, yes, the preparation of spells. We love that. But that is quite all right for now. So, you all exit Argynvostholt.
make a very public, like I think I make a little bit of a show of exiting.
Okay.
Sway of the hips. Yeah.
Fire off a couple
Yep.
gunshots.
Prestidigitate some like music as we leave.
Amazing. Okay, so you all finish your preparations and begin traveling down the road.
When we get to the gate,
Mm-hmm.
like as we're about to like turn, I want it to like we turn out of view of the thing, and I'm going to send Cosette back up to the window of the guy's room,
Okay.
which I can't see, but she was instructed to knock on the window
Mm-hmm.
and leave something there.
Okay.
And just for the sake of like having a fun moment, she has a small package containing the other red earring with a small note attached to it.
Okay. You see a few minutes go by until Cosette returns without the package and then just wraps around your neck and becomes that necklace that she always is.
I let out like a little bit of like a relaxed sigh and would keep walking without mentioning it.
Okay. All right. This is a multi-day journey. However,
Don't mind me. I just made an insight check
gotcha.
on
Okay.
Beatrice.
Yeah. Beatrice, go ahead and do either persuasion, I guess deception, persuasion, whatever you'd like to do. Whichever one is more
I'm
fitting.
actually gonna do persuasion.
Intimidation. You beat the shit out of Vaughn.
I'm gonna do
What are you
persuasion.
looking at?
And I'm attempting to persuade that to others I might be trying to look like nothing happened. To Vaughn, I'm just trying to be like, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Don't look like it.
Okay.
Don't seem very confident in that, but
I essentially send you the equivalent of a thumbs up emoji via our telepathic connection.
Disembodied thumbs up gets thrown towards Beatrice.
Well, it's my finger that's in your hat, so
yeah, it just shapes into.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. You begin travel.
Oh god.
You have I don't even know. Oh,
are we
sweet,
going
you're
the
already
long
doing-
way around, or are we just sliding down the hill?
So there is a large, like, mountainous type hill that you could travel down. Katya can do it easily.
Sleds?
You could. It is snowy.
I could like hold
You have
the
a shield.
sleds.
All right.
Carry on.
Honestly, for the love of sledding, I'm super down. But we're gonna have to do a.
I'm just saying it's an
a
option.
few
We don't have to do it right
checks
away.
if you want.
What are the other options? What is everybody else feeling?
I mean, I could cast a spell that would carry up to 500 pounds, but theoretically, I would have to lead it.
I could also turn into just a mountain goat and just.
Hell yeah.
How- so the issue is we can either go by the river or up through the mountain. Is that correct?
You could go down. So on the map, Argynvostholt is on a hillside, right? So when you guys were traveling down to Berez, you had seen it up on that hillside. It was just pretty treacherous terrain, so it would have been a little difficult to climb up it.
Cut through the woods.
You could cut through the woods. You could slide down the mountainside. There are quite a few different ways that you can go.
I feel like going down to the river and going across flat land is probably the best way to do it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Hello, Raiders.
So then, hi Raiders.
Hi.
Hello everyone. Holy fucking shit. Hi 74 people. That's wild.
Hello.
What's up, y'all?
We're discussing how to travel.
Welcome.
Isn't that exciting?
It's a road trip episode.
Why do raiders always show up at
Like the most
Best time. This is such a good time to be
inopportune
here.
times.
Stick around.
Do we want to go
Right
via the
before
road
break.
or slide down a hill?
I'm a screaming goat, so
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Either
even
way.
if we're on flat ground, I love that you'd turn into a goat anyway.
yeah,
Right, just like just feel better as a goat, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
we don't have Esmeralda's cart, right?
No.
She didn't bring it. Okay.
Right.
No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that was left at the winery.
Okay.
Are we going sledding? I mean, either way we could go sledding.
I think we sled down to the river and then
Great.
take flat ground from there.
Okay, so to the river. Just need to clarify. You're going down the mountainous side.
We're going straight east and then straight south.
How
Okay.
long theoretically do you
Okay.
think it would take to go down the side of this like mountain hill thing?
A matter of minutes because it is pretty steep.
I wasn't talking about sledding. I
Okay.
was talking about like climbing down it.
Climbing down,
Yeah.
a couple hours.
You said too many hours. Never mind.
That's too many hours.
That's too many
I think my
hours for
biggest-
my spell.
I think my biggest concern with the sledding is where's the break? Like, how do we slow down?
Soaring into the river.
Yeah, we just like skip rocket over it.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Y'all have like over 100 health anyways, right?
Not all of us.
No. I think I have like 74.
Sorsha's fine. Beatrice is fine. You can fly.
Yeah, Beatrice
Sorsha's
can fly.
fine.
Not
you can do
today.
Oh,
Well-
your boots are off.
Well,
Oh yeah,
never
she's
mind.
zipped up.
Well,
So are we sledding?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure. Honestly,
All right.
yeah.
how many of us could fit in the hole and then we just pop out of it to the bottom?
You could do that. It would be
We,
quick.
someone fly down to the bottom.
It would be very quick.
Who can fly today?
Bocephalus
Esmeralda
has
says,
arms.
That's
I
true.
can fly.
Oh, that's right. You're also the Raven boy.
Can't fly.
Bucephalus has
Oh, we have,
arms.
we also have a
Yeah, we have
bird. We
Adrian.
literally, Adrian's here.
He's here.
That
Adrian
guy.
is here.
How long has he been
Oh,
here?
sorry, you were being Blair. Sorry, I
He's
thought you were
just-
being.
Oh no, Esmeralda. Esmeralda can fly down.
Right.
She's fine. Blair can just run down and she'll
Blair
be
could
totally
probably
fine.
fly if we killed her.
Oh.
True.
Not 100% on that one. Just it might happen.
Okay, so let's kill
Roll the
Blair.
dice. Right. Just turn around and
Kill Blair.
you have Adrian is there. He's just
A bird.
a bird right now.
Johnny,
Especially
can I ask
in
you a
their
question you're gonna hate?
Yes,
Oh, this is
absolutely.
good. I love this.
Bucephalus has 4 human arms, right?
Correct.
Naturally.
Could they carry a person?
What is Bucephalus's strength?
See, I was hoping you wouldn't ask that question because it is a 3.
Could you cast
I
the
would
carry lots
say-
of weight spell on Bucephalus?
Enlarge.
Don't cast enlarge on my dog.
Oh
I'll
my
cry.
god, could you imagine?
You just said like I don't know.
Oh god.
However long ago you had something that could carry lots of weight, but is that something only you could do?
The spell I'm talking about is Tensor's floating disc.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. But
Well, how many of us? I can't get down the mountain. Who else can't get down the mountain flying?
I mean, I
I
can
could.
crawl. I'll be
Blair.
fine.
I mean, you could walk.
Yeah,
I mean, we could
exactly.
also just
That's what I
jump.
meant.
Featherfall.
It would take more than a minute to fall, wouldn't it? I could cast it at the end, I suppose.
Featherfall?
Yes.
Yeah.
you could
I
do
guess,
that.
I guess I mean like if I was
And
more
then
saying like
slide
if
the
some
rest
of
of the
us
way.
can fly and some of us can't, if it was like even, we could just like carry the non-flyers. But
Yeah.
Katya would definitely be able to do one.
Give me a second.
Okay.
How long does this spell last? Up to 1 hour. Okay. I can cast Summon Celestial
Oh.
Interesting.
and have a Celestial carry me down.
That would be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Big flex.
And I don't want to use that power anyway, because that'd be bad for me.
How long does that
Yeah,
last?
that's-
The summoning.
1 hour.
1 hour.
Concentration. Yeah. So I actually don't know if it can fly. Let me...
Probably, I would imagine it could.
Honestly,
like
yeah. If it's a
most of them
celestial,
could.
I would think that it.
Yeah.
Because, okay. It would just take it would take double the amount of time for us to walk.
Yeah, let's just jump.
Could we
Jump. All right.
Could you cast Featherfall on the sled right at the end of that?
I think Featherfall would have to target people.
The people on the sled.
Well,
As long as you.
disc is immobile while you're in 20 feet. If you move more than 20 feet away from it, it follows you. So it's 100 feet. If you move more,
Define
Huh?
falling. Because if you're falling, if you're sledding down a mountain, to me, that's falling.
it can't cross an
diagonally.
elevation change of 10 feet or more.
Can't cross an elevation change of 10 or more.
10 feet or more. That's what it says.
That's the disc.
So, for
That's not
example, the disc
helpful.
can't
Oh,
move
the
across a
disc.
10-foot deep pit.
Got it. So it. Oh
Yeah,
damn.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't think that'll work then.
I don't think that's gonna work. I think we sled down this mountain. You hit us with Featherfall right at the end, and
All right. Okay.
All right.
that's the way to do it.
So,
Okay.
Katya, you're using your shield. Citron, what are you doing?
If I can't join them, Oh! I don't know how well this would work,
I love that.
but Oh, it only lasts a minute.
Is
Give me a
so
quick
I have-
minute.
Isn't there anything we can make a sled out of around here?
I have Odaluke's Resilience Sphere.
Oh, God.
A sphere of shimmering force encloses a creature or object of large... Okay, no, it couldn't take everyone, never mind.
Well,
Yeah, shit, I guess I'm gonna have a Celestial carry me down.
awesome. All right. So you have a celestial that you bamf out. What does the celestial look like?
Have you seen Shaman King?
I have not.
No, have any of you seen Shaman King?
No.
I watched
No.
some episodes back in the day, but it was been a hot minute.
I'll find a picture of this, but there's this group. They all have angels, but they're all very like mechanical looking.
Ooh. Okay.
And so like it's this very mechanical looking shiny and chrome angel with like 6 wings.
That looks sick.
Yeah.
A biblically accurate angel of metal
Yes.
and multiple wings. All right. So this
And fear.
and fear, of course. This
Yeah.
angel appears just next to Citron and immediately gets picked up and just starts flying down. Let's go sledding. So,
Okay.
Time for
I
sled.
feel like that's
I
a
would
waste for
like-
level 5 spell slot.
Fine, we got
no, you're
days
flying
ahead of
down
us.
for you're good.
This could go horribly wrong for the rest of us.
I'm actually not doing the goat. I'm gonna be a giant owl.
That makes so much more
fly
sense.
down with
Sounds good.
Y
Alrighty,
and bow.
cool. So, Vaughn and Beatrice,
Hi.
let's do I would say this would be an athletics check.
I'm gonna give Beatrice a bolstering magic.
Great. Okay.
Athletics?
There's no like wood or anything, right? No trees or anything.
Not here, no. There are like trees here and there, but not very many. This is more of like that rockier terrain.
Right.
It's quite steep, but it's possible. So, let's see the roll.
You want to go first, or should I?
Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can do to help myself. Probably not.
I'll roll then. 31.
31. Absolutely. Oh
What?
my goodness. You're just like
I'm sorry,
holding yourself. You're like steering as you're going down the mountain while you're just sliding down with this shield. That is incredible. A 31. That's the highest like DC that you could get is a 30. So you.
Yeah, I mean, I only rolled a 17. So.
Insane.
Only.
Insane. Okay, let me roll my
Not even the
athletics.
best you could roll.
An 8.
You get a D3.
Pretty
You get a
good.
D3.
An 11.
An 11. All right. All right.
Okay. That's better.
Okay. Vaughn.
Could I help Beatrice in any way, shape,
I was
and
gonna
form?
ask the same thing.
'Cause
Is there any way I can?
Katya, if you'd like to help as well. Sure. All
Yeah.
right. Then let's do. What's up?
Can my angel carry 2 people?
I would say that your angel is carrying you alone down, but you could make another trip up. Just a few minutes.
Have I gotten to the bottom before
Not just yet.
whatever mishap's about to happen? Okay.
Not just yet. So, Vaughn, you
Okay.
begin sliding down, and you stop yourself. You're basically sliding behind Beatrice just to make sure that she doesn't just eat it.
Yeah.
And so
Immediately.
you're like turning, making sure that you're right behind, and then you just see this like giant lump under the snow. As Beatrice is trying to turn out of the way, she is barreling towards whatever is underneath the snow.
Can I
How
grapple
would
her?
you help? You're gonna try and grab on? Okay, go ahead
I'm just
and
gonna
do
pick Beatrice up. Yeah.
fantastic. You grab Beatrice, do a athletics check then. I will say with this
Yeah.
one, disadvantage, which
Okay,
probably
well, then I'll
isn't gonna
rage.
do fantastic. All right.
Oh yeah.
Great.
I was imagining
Okay,
you're surfing on the sled at this point.
31.
Oh my god.
31. You know, like,
Hey.
whatever. Cool. Sure. So you grab onto Beatrice,
Yeah.
lifting her up, and then just setting her onto the shield as you're just like. I imagine you just skiing on your giant feet as you're like
Yeah.
skiing right behind this sled. You're dodging that giant boulder that was underneath the snow, and you're tumbling down. There are just a couple trees around, but mostly you see this giant drop in front of you. As you go closer and closer, it goes pretty steep here. What are you guys gonna do?
Are we just feather falling after this? That's the plan?
You have it, right? I don't have it.
Yeah,
today.
I have it prepared. Yes.
Can you imagine as you and then you finally
you had
go off of this jump and then cast Featherfall.
Yeah.
as
I
you
end
begin
my
to-
rage. I cast my feather fall.
Great, awesome.
I hold my hat.
Yeah, exactly. You the shield below you, you're like holding on to that, holding on to the hat as you are just falling down, and then poof, you slam back into the steep rocky hill as you continue snow sledding down, dodging rock by rock. I need one last athletics check from Vaughn.
Okay.
This one again will be disadvantage unless you rage.
Let me
Right,
look
no,
at
no, okay.
when my rages
Like,
recharge really
Okay.
quickly. Yeah, that's fine. I'll rage again.
Great.
Only a 28.
Only a 28 this time.
Aw.
Yeah,
Only a 28 this
Right.
time. I'm so
28.
sorry.
Weak
easy
sauce.
enough. You
Disappointing.
No, everyone. I know.
you
I
miss
know.
one of the rocks and you go up a little bit, but it's only like a mere 2 feet. It hurts a little bit on Beatrice. It's like, ooh. But you go sliding between all the rest of the boulders until finally you come out and you are like mere feet away from that rushing river that leads to Berez. You are safe with crazy rolls on athletics. A plus 13. Insane.
Wild.
That was
Citron,
fun. That was a great time.
you land. Katya, you're just like running behind and just like making sure that everybody is good. You make it to the bottom. Sorsha, you make it to the bottom and you are good.
Blair?
Blair? Oh shit, what is Blair
Still
doing?
up at the top of the mountain.
Blair!
Blair! Like, never mind. It's fine.
Esmeralda, can you carry her?
What? Her? No, I can't do that. And you just see her just like sledding down on her own. I'm gonna do a couple checks for her. Let's see.
Blair's gonna die. We just got Blair. She's
Hilarious.
gonna freeze.
I can send my angel back up.
Dies. You want to do that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna send the angel back up.
Send the angel back up? All right, cool. But before you do, I'm gonna do
She's
one
gonna
check.
try.
Just gonna do one
Please
check.
roll that one. I'll
We'll see
laugh
what
so
happens.
much.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking hilarious. All right.
She's athletic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a
She can
fire
rage
It's a
too.
halberd.
paladin?
She's a barbarian.
That's a 26
Yes,
on
oh.
her end. So
See?
she's just like,
Low embarrassing roll.
I know.
Oh my God,
Just
right?
disappointing.
Scandal.
she's just running down. You can see that with each step, her flame aura is like melting the snow. Not enough to where it's like completely dry underneath her as she's running, but you definitely see like this curving run down the mountain as she's just like running down. And then right when she jumps off of that little ledge there, that's when Citron's angel comes up, grabs her, and then brings her down to the ground where you are all now safe and on non-steep land, just flat ground until you get to Berez.
My favorite kind.
Of course.
Does anyone else feel like, because of all the good rolls we've been having, that the next few sessions, the rolls are gonna suck?
That is usually how it goes.
If there's anywhere appropriate for me to die, it's in Berez. Oh,
It's true.
Whoa.
Well, that's the start.
I just wanted to see if I was gonna roll anything good because I haven't had to roll anything.
Wait, hang on, let me
and,
try. Let me try.
There it
Yeah,
is.
13.
13's
And
alright.
Sorsha has the worst luck when it comes to rolls.
So,
It's all right.
the rest of the travel here is similar to before, though the ground is a little more muddy than it was before. Or actually, no, it'd be like frozen. Yeah, so the ground is a lot less muddy as it's more dense from the cold here now that we're going into winter.
I hope the river snakes are okay.
It is quite cold here, and you can tell by just the river itself, it rushes that cold air with it. It sends shivers down your spine as you're walking and onto this mud underneath your boots, crunching with each step. The rest of the travel to Berez is most of the day. So when you finally get back in the vicinity of Berez, it's late afternoon. A few things you notice. One, you had seen once the mists of Berez, the dark feeling, that overcast look of Berez had dissipated mostly as Babala Saga died. However, as you're coming back into here, you see that it is back to that original darkness. You have that feeling of like stress and anxiety, similar to what you had before. You finally enter into Berez, where you hear the sounds of the cicadas once more taking over your senses. You hear the rushing of the river just nearby, and you see snow covering most of the land here. Let me move over here. When you finally enter the swamp, you can see these swarms of insects flying back and forth. And up ahead, you find the broken down cottages that you had once fought Babala Saga, along with the unmoving hut just ahead. To the left, across the river, Sorsha, you specifically spot a circle of monoliths. This is the place that you need to reconsecrate. This is the shrine. You feel this pull towards it. As you all continue to enter into Berez, you can see ripples every so often in the water. But you find a road that leads to the broken cottages ahead, and a road that leads around this large body of water to the right. I assume you continue forward.
And all the water's frozen so we can cross it easily?
The water is not frozen.
Got it.
Here, some parts you can see like thin layers of ice, but the vast majority of it, especially towards the center of the water, is currently still unfrozen, but it is cold.
Got it. If we get in a position where we're going to have to cross any of this, I do have water walk prepared.
There is a spot leading from, so before you had traveled down the straight road to the broken down cottages, where there was a dip of about 100 or so feet, where you would have to cross over this stagnant water, or cross it some other way.
So this is still same day, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, after we get down the mountain, I'm gonna stay in owl form though.
Okay. You see the ripples of the water passing by as you come to that break in the road once more. It seems to be coming from the center of this swampy area.
Home sweet home.
Correct me if I'm wrong, didn't we want to coordinate the effect of this of getting to the next place? That was like the thought, right? We want to go directly to the next place and start attacking the next place right at the same time? Or like right after this?
After finishing the shrine, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do we have like the monoliths are there? Do we have like the tree that Sorsha can send us through? Do we have
there
a tree
are large swamp trees that you can definitely walk through, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Did we want to coordinate that with the bomb thing?
I believe that was the plan. I just don't know what the plan is now that we have to get the skull.
Oh, right. That's the thing. We need to get the skull back.
We're gonna get the skull up the mountain, and then...
Unless we can figure out how to get it to fly again, then it'll just get its own way back up there.
Right.
That's right. Oh, right.
Would we want to coordinate the bomb with attacking, like doing this shrine, or like right as we do the next one?
Kind of depends on the timing. But we have to send our Raven friend up there with the thing.
True. Right.
Mm-hmm.
True.
How long would it take him to get? Like, can he even?
From here to get to Castle Ravenloft, I mean,
It's a...
Theoretically, we would have remembered this and sent him earlier.
Sure.
We talked about this before.
I mean...
100 miles. To fly...
As the crow flies.
As the crow flies, or the raven in this case, it'd probably take like 2 days of travel. So it's not too long, but it's definitely something that you would want to plan ahead for.
Right. Okay. I don't want to get too in the weeds of stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
Right.
Unless it's like a thing of like, we do the thing, we tree stride to the bone grinder, and then that'll get us closer.
And
And
I
then he
mean,
flies from there.
it's still, if that's the I think that's the
That is.
Marcourt. Yeah,
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, so
Still a
you'd be
good
60
chunk of time.
miles away. It would be about a day from the Bone Grinder to Castle Ravenloft. It would be a full day, and then like into the morning, like after rest, that's when it would be there.
Yeah. Well, I guess the question is, Johnny, could we have sent him when we left Argynvostholt? So he would be like already a day that
Sure.
direction?
Yeah,
Is that
you
what we
can-
want to do?
You could have done that.
I
That would mean that
believe
after
so.
collecting this skull, when would you have told Adrian to like do the bomb? Because that would have been my next question: is
Right.
do I do it when I just get there, or will there be a signal?
Did we decide on giving him Vaughn's finger?
I thought we figured out a way to contact him.
Yeah.
My finger can't work to that distance. I have to be
Okay.
within 10 miles of it.
I'm pretty sure it was a sending stone. Or
Was that
sending in general,
Wasn't it like a message spell or?
which
Well,
I believe Citron has access to as a cleric. Sending.
clerics have
It's a
sending.
third level spell.
Currently, probably not,
Do.
but I believe you could prepare it. So,
It's always prepared.
Oh, right.
look at that. Well then,
I can't remember how we said we were going to do that before, but I knew there was a way we figured out a way to coordinate it. I can't remember. Yeah, so if he has sending, so if we send him from Argynvostholt, he already has that enchanted, like, shatter thing,
Bomb.
the shatter twig.
which that was your infused item that holds
Yeah, it's gonna
shatter
just stay.
10 times, and it just
Yeah.
stays there each day.
Yeah.
You don't have to like re-enchant or anything like that.
And if I choose to unenchant it and then enchant something else in its place, then it would fade.
Okay.
But if I intentionally was like, that's going to be shatter until this
God,
gets
that's
used,
so fucking broken,
Yeah.
dude.
I can double check that if you would like.
No.
but that is my
It's
understanding
great.
of the spell.
It's so amazing, but like, oh my god, that's such an insane 10 uses of one spell, just like boom, boom, boom. That's so great. Okay. So,
Okay,
the
so-
bomb has been sent.
Sure. And theoretically, the soonest he could do it is like one more day
Correct.
from now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're assuming he's going to do it when we go to the next place.
Yeah. Which
Okay.
it would take about 2 days to get there. So, I mean, he probably would want to
Rest at some
before
point.
doing it. So you're probably looking into the third day morning or afternoon, whenever you would want to do that. But he would be waiting for a signal.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Great. Perez.
Yes.
Um,
Feel this sudden burst of wind that slowly dies off.
So the vibe, right? Obviously, fog's back, mist's back. That's a little yikes. But is there?
Big yikes.
Am I catching any like bad vibes? Familiar bad vibes?
No check needed since you are very familiar with Berez.
Where
There
the
are-
witch is at?
There are bad vibes here, for sure.
The normal kind of bad vibes or a different kind of bad vibe?
It's hard to tell.
Great.
It's like yes, but it's changed a little. You also see it's like you're talking about strawberries and then you have strawberry lemonade. It's like yes, but different.
Yes, and
Yes,
and lemon.
You also don't notice any witches, any sort of hags or witches or any sort of shit like that.
Ladies?
I'm home.
No
Okay.
response.
Well, are we going to the ominous circle of monoliths, or are we going to Mother's house?
We'd want the skull first, right? Because we go to there and it's going to light the candle.
Right. So, Mother's house? Or circle of monoliths? Anyone else have a...
I don't really know the significance of the monoliths.
I think that we get the skull first, and then we come back and we deal with this. So if we're
Alright.
gonna have to go quickly to the next location, then
Right.
I don't think we should dilly-dally.
All right. To the skull we go.
That's a good idea.
Okay. The last
Okay,
known location that you had for the skull was straight ahead in the broken cottages. It had fallen, and she had just completely ditched it because she was getting messed up, and that
I
dispel
jumped
magic.
30 feet in the air.
That was wild. The dispel magic was insane.
Was that-
that 100-foot
Leyland
drop.
did that, right?
Leyland, well, Ellen threw Leyland.
Well, that's right. They weren't
Yeah.
there that day.
Yes, it was great.
Well,
I
You have
think
it.
before, because it's like right ahead of us, right?
Correct. So the road dips under the water here. There's like 100-foot span of water that you would have to walk through, go over, walk on top of. And then the road continues on into like this small pack of just shattered cottages.
Okay, then I will wait till we get to those cottages.
Okay.
how are we fording the river? The snakes are going to be there.
Water walk.
There we go.
For the
Great.
next hour, we can cross liquid as if it was a solid. Up to
Okay.
10 willing creatures, so I can get all of us.
That is very useful. Okay.
Dope.
Just look out for the snakes if they try to bite your tootsies.
The snakes are a lot less active in
Oh.
colder climates, so you
That's
can
good at
see
least.
as you're walking over. The water is clear enough where it was like completely dark and cloudy. You can see just a little bit, and you just see snakes every once in a while swimming by, but they don't seem to be paying any mind to you. As you finally cross the 100-foot gap, you come onto this straightaway that leads through these broken cottages, and you find the place that you had battled both the witches and Babala Saga. However, you do find that the skull is no longer in the place that you thought it was. And as you get closer, that is when you begin to feel that rush of wind once more. You can see the flickering light of the hut off in the distance through that thick mist that is still surrounding this place. You see the ripples of the water continuing to lap up against this small island that you're standing on. It seems to be coming from the center of this large pool that separates both that offshoot of that road and then the one that you are currently on.
Okay, so that's pretty close by.
Within 200 feet, it's somewhere around here.
Okay, cool. I'm going to activate my emboldening bond.
Okay.
I feel like now's a good time to do that. So with emboldening bond sent to the chat, you can forge an empowering bond amongst people who are at peace with one another. As an action, you choose a number of willing creatures within 30 feet of you. including yourself, equal to your proficiency bonus, which is my proficiency bonus.
4.
+3.
4?
+4?
+3, that's...
It's 4.
I haven't memorized when they go up. It's either 3 or 4.
It's 4 right now.
It's 4.
Dope.
Okay. So while any bonded creature is within 30 feet of another, the creature can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to an attack roll, an ability check, saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
Each creature can add the d4 no more than once per turn.
Okay.
Also,
But it lasts for 10 minutes. That's good.
Also, that includes protective bond. The bond you forge between people helps them protect each other. When a creature affected by your emboldening bond feature is about to take damage, a second bonded creature within 30 feet of the first can use its reaction to teleport to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the first creature. The second creature then takes all of the damage.
That's fucking wild.
That's cool.
So if one of us is down or about to be knocked down,
Yeah.
One of you can teleport there. That's fucking insane. Okay, cool.
So who's getting got? Who's the 4?
Yeah.
There's 5 of us.
oh,
And then Blair and Esmeralda
Blair and Esmeralda, of course.
and Bocephalus and
Don't forget
Cosette.
about Bocephalus.
Cosette doesn't count. He's a homunculus.
Cossette's not a creature.
so probably just be safe. I'll just do the 4 of you.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Read this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. The
So I give each of you
emboldening
a
bond.
friendship bracelet. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Friendship bracelet.
We'll call it that, but like I'm sure like I've got these pieces of string and to as kind of the, not that I need a medium for this, I guess, but that's what I'm using. So I tie little strings around all of your pinkies, little red strings.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're tying the final knot, you begin to feel that rush of air once more. Somebody do a perception check, or everybody, I guess,
I'll
do a perception check.
check.
Yes.
Ooh,
Can we all get
perception.
2?
Sorsha.
Plus a D4?
Hey,
Yeah,
look at
I
that.
need to.
Sorsha rolled great.
13
or a
again.
natural 20.
Holy
For
shit.
fuck's sakes.
For a
Wow.
27 for you?
Okay.
Mine is 25.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
I don't understand. You
Oh,
guys
that was
had
a
like
nat 20.
6.
My god.
Yeah. So,
6 or so.
When we hit this, what presumably combat, I'm gonna roll like shit and I'm probably gonna die.
That is exactly what's going to happen. I love it.
Hello, Raiders.
I'm just happy with my
Okay.
natty 20.
So, as this rush of air passes by you for now the 3rd time, you see this rush of water starting to come up. The waves becoming more and more aggressive. The wind becoming more and more violent. You feel yourselves beginning to move just from the sheer force of this wind. And through this fog, you begin to see this swirling beginning to happen. Each of you, except Katya, are able to see the skull of this silver dragon beginning to rise out of the water. This water-type tornado, this cyclone beginning to raise up. The skull leading this cyclone as this mist begins to materialize and harden around it. You see that the mist begins to spread out like wings as the skull now glows these green eyes in its sockets. You see this water that reaches out just underneath the bottom of the top of the skull, creating the lower jaw and the giant teeth that spike out longer than they should be for a dragon. You begin to see the water forming into the body of a dragon as it finally rushes towards you. You see the water rushing away as just the sheer force of it is flying directly towards you until it goes off. You feel that force of air once more. But as it's turning around, It's returning back towards the center, and you see its wings flapping again. Silent. Almost a threat. But before we get to that combat, we are going to end session. Unfortunately, the worst part about this session is that Devan has to step away once more. However, we're hoping at some point soon that Devan will be able to return. But until then, we are sad.
I'm sad.
We'll miss you.
Yeah,
We'll figure
I'm
something
missing
out.
you
Maybe
too.
we can do like a recording every once in a while. That way we can have
Yeah.
you jump in.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. We'll figure something out. And if
Sure.
that means that we don't stream just to have Devan, like, we're gonna fucking do it. But
Yeah.
regardless, we'll figure something out and we'll let y'all know. Until then, thank you all for joining us. And sorry to the raiders that just joined.
Just
Every time.
everybody.
Every single time we get a raider, it's something's happening. We're either going to break or it's just like the weirdest fucking topic that
Travel
we're talking
times.
about. Travel
We
times.
appreciate it
and
anyway. Thank
Where
you.
we talked
We
about
definitely appreciate
travel
it.
for 15 minutes.
Bless.
And then there was one where we were talking about just the absolute disgusting boy that we all know as Bocephalus, the sweet, sweet boy.
Disgusting.
Lovely.
Well, listen. So, thank you
What's that
so much for
mean?
joining us.
He gives me anxiety.
He helps my anxiety.
Rightfully so.
He's
It's
an
like-
emotional support
It's
dog.
that balance between giving anxiety and taking away anxiety. It's that good medium.
yeah.
But, anyways,
He takes
you all
my
for joining
anxiety and
us.
puts it somewhere else.
yes, there you
He
go.
puts it
Turns
in
it
me.
into pure rage.
Anxiety
He
siphoned
puts it into me.
There you go. Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Follow, do the things. Yeah, I can't think right now. Do the things, please.
Yep.
If you're watching the recording, there we go. If you're watching the recording on YouTube, subscribe. And if you're listening on podcasts, please rate us 5 stars because that super helps. We're really close to 30,000 listens. I mean, let me
Woo.
do a real quick
30,000?
check and then we'll see. Yeah, 30,000 listens. That is just insane.
Wow.
We are at 28,468.
Nice.
Insane. So thank you all. That is amazing.
That's really cool.
And thank you all for being here. We reached 500 followers on Twitch. That's dope as hell.
Yo.
So thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you all the raiders. Yeah. Anyways, we're heading out for the night. So thank you all for joining us. We will see you all next week. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Don't forget to level up.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Okay, bye.